Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about I Chose Freedom. Popular Papa John's worker, Professor Pizza, cuts ties with the company. Now, you're probably wondering what this has to do with gig work. I don't know if you noticed, but this guy is actually the same guy who's been hating on Grubhub and Doordash due to their fees. He's also the same guy that prevented DoorDashers from being able to deliver an order. Now, he chose freedom and he cut ties with Papa John's, the people who he defended and provided advertising for like it was part of his pizza Bible or something. Seeing that he quit after all that is very interesting to me. I'm very curious to see what has happened. And with that said, let's get started. Professor Pizza deleted all his Papa John's related content and said he will no longer be posting about the pizza chain on TikTok. How do you have a channel or even a page on TikTok where you're dedicated to making pizza and you don't work at a pizza place? Like, are you about to start your own thing? Because I'll tell you what, I respect that either way. If you start your own thing as opposed to working under someone else, whether it's a person or a corporation. But either way, like, what's the plan here at this point? TikToker known as Professor Pizza on the platform has about 10,000 followers and is well known for posting about his job working at Papa John's. The things you do for content, huh? I will leave his TikTok in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. Professor Pizza previously went viral for explaining why he thinks customers should never order pizza through Grubhub. He also chronicled the long wait of a $70 order to be picked up by Doordash. So yeah, those videos, again, they're going to be in the description. I'm going to leave both of them in there so you can check them out. But no more, he says. Those videos, as well as his other videos about Papa John's, are gone from his TikTok page. In a recent video, he says he deleted that content because he was given some choices. Ooh, so Papa John's was not happy with the way he was working with the other gig apps. Or were they not happy with him providing content about the company as a whole? Because I'll tell you what, I talk rather critically about each of the apps, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub. And I have yet to be contacted about them, but then again, I'm an independent contractor in comparison to working as an employee under Papa John's or anything of that effect. So what choices was he given? I could take down every video that mentioned DoorDash and make happy, positive content for the place that I worked, the TikToker says in the video, or I could remove every video that involved the pizza place that I worked at, and then I could post whatever I wanted. So wait, you worked at Papa John's, basically said you can either show that you're happy working there, no matter what happens, and never mention DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Grubhub, or you can't make videos about Papa John's at all, and to remove all of the content that you had on them to begin with. That's really messed up. Because I'll tell you what, that's not just censorship, that's just overall wrong. Like, you're telling this guy that he can't make the content that he wants to make. I'm not a fan of him by any means, by the way. I actually was very critical about him in my other two videos, but I am not under any circumstances about censorship or preventing his ability to build his own business and walk his own path. That's really messed up. And you know what? That's corporate America for you. The TikToker claims that the pizza place where he worked didn't seem too concerned with his other employees' concerns. He didn't explicitly name Papa John's, but it can be assumed who he's referencing based on previous content. Basically said he wants to cut ties with the company as a whole. That's basically what I'm hearing here. It's not about DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Grubhub. It's not even about gig workers in question. It was about Papa John's as a company versus him. And you know what? Good for him for wanting to carve your own path. So you know what? All power to you, Professor Pizza. Due to the alleged lack of concern, Professor Pizza says he decided to stop giving free advertising to his employer or any other company he adds. I mean, there is a point to be made there. Positive or negative content, these kind of videos were basically free advertising for Papa John's, and you know what? He can literally just make whatever content he wants now. The only thing I would say is that you're still Professor Pizza. Now you're kind of pigeonholed yourself into making pizza-based content, but overall, I think you can make whatever content you want with that. I think people bought into him enough. He's got that kind of personality. I've seen some of his TikToks. I chose freedom, the TikToker says. In a world where our freedoms are being taken from us every single day, some more than others, I want the ability to put content out there that makes me happy, that I like. And you know what? As a content creator, I have to give him high respect for that. Being a content creator myself, it's hard to actually make content that actually gets views versus the content you actually want to make. You gotta think about it as a business, and he chose to be the type of creator that makes content he likes simply because he likes to make that content. Respect to him for choosing to go his own path. Professor Pizza says he still wants to post content that his followers enjoy, but his decision to let go of his Papa John's content freed him of all limitations. Now he doesn't have to worry about what kind of songs or what kind of language he uses in his videos, he says. I would just be a little careful because I know TikTok's rather liberal about it, but for YouTube specifically, if you decide, I don't know if he's ever going to decide to do that, but if you choose songs or use a certain type of language, you can get demonetized, and that is something that you would still need to be aware. I don't have to worry about anyone's happiness but my own, he says. And if you can't understand that, then you need to hop along. I'm still Professor Pizza, and y'all are still my pizza pals. That's actually the dream of every content creator, where you're not dependent on any other source of happiness but your own. It's just that simple. Unfortunately, I'm still at the point where I'm still trying to grow my subscriber base. The TikTok video caused speculation among Professor Pizza's viewers, with some saying that he must have gotten fired from his job. I mean, that's a possibility that he got fired. I feel like if I was put in the position of choosing to compromise my standards for what I believe is right, or walk my own path and do what I think is right, I'm probably gonna do the same thing. So is it possible that he just quit because he was told to take everything down? Yeah, and I would too, to be honest. Is it also possible he got fired from his job and then he took everything down? Also possible. But I'm gonna take it as face value and that he quit. In another video, the TikToker refuses to reveal his job status. Maybe I quit. Maybe I got fired. Y'all never know, Professor Pizza says in the video. But what you can count on is that I love my job. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Papa John's as a corporation, it seems like it's going more towards the supporting gig work platforms side. Not so much the gig workers, not so much their own employees, but going in the direction of we want to be available on gig platforms. So the fact that he made content dissing those platforms probably put him in a rough position. And is it possible that he still works for Papa John's? Possibly. I think that his job as a pizza maker, he loved it. As a pizza maker working for Papa John's, I don't know if I would define that as what he loves. But a lot of people who work at restaurants don't like gig workers. So I understand where his distaste for gig workers comes from. I think it sucks that he ended up in an ultimatum position. Either way, that's what happens when you try to go against what the corporation really wants. And the corporation wants to work with gig workers. And if you display that you're not working with gig workers, you're gonna get screwed at the end of the day. Professor Pizza, whatever path you decided to choose, whether it was your choice or whether the choice was put upon you, I hope you have a good future. I am not saying that as a gig worker. I'm not saying that as a content creator. I am saying that as a person who wants to see people succeed in whatever path they choose. And I really hope that at the end of the day, you end up making the content that makes you happy and prospering with said content. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!